Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about a major purchase I've made for my stereo equipment, and it's not what you are expecting. I think you're going to be kind of surprised. I'm also going to talk to you about a record fair I went to, my finds, and I don't know about you, but for the very first time, I went to a record fair where I left something behind, or maybe a couple records behind, where I changed my mind and had to go back to the record fair to see if I could find them again. So let me share those records with you, but first let me show you this, okay? So this is a new shirt I've got, I absolutely love. If you all watch vinyl videos, no doubt you know Channel 33 RPM, Frank. I saw this adorable t-shirt and it was very affordable, so I bought it. I thought it was so cute. His merchandise for his channel is very reasonably priced. The shipping's cheap too, and I couldn't resist. I thought it was absolutely adorable. Vinyl, gore, and more. I thought it'd be great for Halloween and for fall. So, and I love Frank. I love his channel. I also have this. This is for my husband. It's a Friday night vinyl bourbon glass, which is really cool. So if you get a chance, I'll leave a link below, even if I can, to Frank's merchandise so you can check out this really cool t-shirt. Let's go ahead and get started now with the stereo equipment update. So a few weeks back, I made a turntable review of the Michell Gyro SE. I got to spend a lot of time with that turntable. I really love it. It sounds great. My music just soared in my music room with that turntable and all of the other equipment I have right now. I was just in love. I thought it was so fantastic. And I was able to experience that for quite a while. So when it came time to do the review, I did give it obviously a very good review. And we got the box out to pack it up. I looked at my husband and I'm like, I don't think I want to pack this one up. I don't think I can send this one off. I really love this turntable. And my husband agreed. You know, he's like, you know, it is really cool looking. It sounds amazing. This room's never sounded better. We're like, okay, let's just reach out to Fidelity Imports. They were the kind people to lend this to me. This one, this Michell Gyro SE was on loan. So let's reach out to them, ask them how much it would cost to just keep the one we already have, this one on loan. It's not brand new. I don't know how often it's been used at all. It honestly looks brand new. There wasn't a mark on it. It looked spotless and gorgeous. So they shot back to me what we thought was a very good price. And so we decided, yes, so I now have the Michell Gyro SE turntable, which means, yes, sadly, I'm going to have to sell my Riga Planer 8. It's a great turntable, and Riga's a great company, and I have enjoyed that turntable immensely. But I do need to sell it to help absorb the cost of this. And I'm just absolutely delighted to have this Michell Gyro SE. Michell is an amazing company. They're run by a very small family, the Michell family. They still own the company and they still run it. And it's a beautiful turntable. And I will leave a link so you can watch that video of the review so you know how I feel about it. And I'm excited to now have it in my room. I'm just excited. So for some of you, you might have been expecting me to show an amp because I am on the market for an amp. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I say fortunately, I fell in love with this turntable and decided I had to have it. I'm still going to be replacing my amp, and I'm still hopefully going to do reviews and experience different amps, tube amps, solid state amps, and hopefully have a choice for you in the future. So that is my update about stereo equipment. I now want to talk to you about some of the records I found at Jacksonville. They had a wonderful record fair, and I found some cool records. I had a situation where I talked myself out of some records only to leave and regret it and go back to see if I could find them again. And I'll share that story with you shortly. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the records. You know, I've never been to the Jacksonville Record Fair before. I didn't know really what to expect. It wasn't a huge record fair, but it had a lot of people with great records, and it was a lot of fun. It was fairly busy, but I wouldn't say it was miserably busy. There were times when you had to wait to dig, but for the most part, everybody was really polite and very cool, and I had a really good time. And my husband was game, and he went with me. So this is one of the biggies I picked up that I was excited about. This was at a booth that was really close to the door, and it's Sting, the Dream of the Blue Turtles, and it is the MoFi version of it. Original master recording. I don't know what year this one came out. I think this is one of those from the 80s. And I really like it. You know, I didn't want to like Sting's solo work, especially this one when it came out, because I liked him in the Police. I was mad that the Police had broke up. So at first, I remember being younger and my reaction to being, I don't really want to like Sting. And some of his songs, for me, as a young teenager, I thought were a little weird, where now as an adult, I really love. So I was so happy. I've never seen this MoFi in the wild before. I've seen it on Discogs, but it was a very affordable price. It was a lot cheaper than what the median price was on Discogs, so I greatly appreciate that. So I really was happy to find that. Also at that same booth was Budgie Squawk. And this is what I loved about this booth too. I went to this booth, they had one crate of records and it was titled Ballers, which means the higher, more expensive records, okay? I've only seen that one other time, and it was when I used to go to Space Monkey in Evansville, Indiana. They have what they call the Ballers row you look through. And what's funny about that is this Budgie record was actually at Space Monkey when I went there, but the condition of that one wasn't as great at the time. I passed on that one, but I never stopped thinking about it. So when I saw a chance to buy Budgie Squawk again, this one was beautiful and in great condition, and so I grabbed it, and it was very affordable. Again, this guy had some very affordable prices. He had things priced, but he took an extra 25% off, which made it really, really nice. This is a great record. I love it. The guitars sound amazing. This is a great sounding record. I was a little nervous. It's on this Rainbow MCA record label. Anytime I see this label, I get a little nervous, but I also saw on the label that was made in Great Britain. So I thought, okay, well, it's probably not too bad. And sure enough, it sounded really wonderful. There are a couple of ballads on this album. One of them works really well for me, and the other is just okay. But for the most part, I love this record. So I don't see Budgie that often. I have 3 of their albums. I don't know if I need very many more of theirs. But I love Squawk. I thought that was a really cool one. And this next one, you guys, is corny. You're going to laugh. But before you laugh too hard, this one reminds me of my mom. This is something my mom would have. It's so funny. My mom's record collection is basically every Kenny Rogers, Helen Reddy, Anne Murray, Barry Manilow, everything you see that you don't buy, that was my mom's record collection back in the day. So when I saw this one, it was $15. And it's definitely one that reminds me of my mom, and it sounds beautiful. It's Kenny Rogers' greatest hits, and again, it's an old Mobile Fidelity record. Now, I can't say that in my opinion, I don't think every single song on here is his greatest hits. This obviously came out before Through the Years or We've Got Tonight, but it's really beautiful. Lady is on here, The Gambler, and it does sound really good. And my mom loved Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers died really like within days of when my dad died. So I kind of have that connection stuck in my head too. Again, that was only $15 for a Mobile Fidelity record, so I have no regrets on that. I like those sentimental records. That's part of what brings me joy. Now these next records are, this is one I've been looking for quite a while. And this one came from a guy who was selling his own collection. He was there with his own records, selling them one by one. And I had to ask him, is that painful? You know, to see your own record collection go bye-bye and people buying them all up? And he said, no, it's actually bringing me a lot of joy. So this one is Talking Heads, Remain in Light. I love every song on this record. It's really, really good. And I knew a couple of songs already, but wow, I think this is so fantastic. Now, he kind of graded each record and it said excellent on there, and it's not excellent. Visually, it looked excellent. I agree with him. And there's no way he could listen to every single record on his collection to make a grade based on what he heard. So I'm not mad, but in between every song, I do hear clicks and pops. It's not an excellent sounding record, but the songs, when the songs kick in, they sound really good. So it's a really good pressing. I'm overall very satisfied with it. I didn't even ask for a discount, and he took some money off of it and gave me a really good deal. So I really love that. And you know, it's just pretty amazing. I can't imagine, and we may all decide to do this at some point, selling your record collection and watching a piece of you in a way, or a memory walking away. But I'm very glad he sold that record, even though I wish the clicks and pops weren't there. It still sounded really good, and it's an awesome Talking Heads record. I highly recommend that one. This one, I'm a little on the fence about, if I'm being honest. Talking Heads Naked. This one is a beautiful copy that plays beautifully, probably because it didn't get played as much as the other Remain in Light record. I love the drums on this one. It's very unusual. There's some decent songs on here, but I can't say I love this one as much as I love the first one I talked about. I need more time with Naked. This is Naked by Talking Heads. I now have 4 Talking Heads records. I still need more, but as of right now, Remain in Light is my favorite. And then I love Speaking in Tongues. So those are my 2 tops as far as Talking Heads goes, as of right now. Okay, so I went to another booth and I bought a couple of what I call, or what we all call, cheap heat, right? This one is La Bamba. It's the soundtrack. It was just $7, still in shrink, in beautiful condition. I love Los Lobos, and the song La Bamba was a big hit in between my junior and senior year of high school. I have good memories of listening to it with a really good friend of mine and going to a restaurant called Chi Chi's. It was a Mexican restaurant that was really, really big back in the day. And I really enjoy this soundtrack, and it sounded great. And I love the song Donna. I like Los Lobos. I think they're a really good band. And that movie was good too. I highly recommend seeing the movie. I also talk about cheap heat. I bought Abacab. This is an original. I like that it had the Turtles hype sticker and the Super Saver hype sticker on shrink. The vinyl was in beautiful condition. It was, again, $7. And I think I named these prices. I think when I would bundle things, they even took a couple more dollars off because I was paying cash. When you go to record fairs, bring cash. I love this record. Now, I know that the 45 RPM version from the Atlantic series, Analog Productions, I can only imagine how amazing that one sounds. But I really like this. I thought it sounded good. And for my needs, this one sounds good enough, and I really enjoy it. $7 versus $60. For this record, I'll just stick with the $7 version. But I understand why Abacab would be one people would want to buy that 45 RPM version from Analog Productions. Great. Now, this is something I thought would be fun to buy. Stings Will Be Together. It's just a 12-inch single. It was $4, and again, in a bundle, they marked several dollars off of each bundle. This one sounds absolutely amazing. Again, a 12-inch single. There's the regular version and an instrumental version and a dance version. It's, there's 4 different versions of We'll Be Together on there. So I couldn't resist buying that 12-inch single. 12-inch singles sound really good, and I really wish I would have bought more of them right when I first started collecting, and I saw a lot of them for very little money. Okay, this is one. I hate showing records that I haven't opened yet or haven't listened to, but I just wanted to show it anyway because I love Great White. This is one of my, I know people don't like the phrase guilty pleasures, but I do say Warrant and Great White are bands that I call guilty pleasures because I know a lot of people, if I talk about Great White or Warrant, you're gonna be like, oh, yuck, you know, but I think they're awesome. And I found this, it was still sealed. Great White, it's just some studio tracks, covers. They had some covers of Led Zeppelin that really drew me to it. Immigrant Song and Rock and Roll. Money is on here, That's What I Want. So it's a different Money. But I love Great White. Great White and Warrant have a little bit of a tragic story behind them and their bands, but man, I love Great White. So a lot of you are like, I don't want to hear Great White sing Led Zeppelin. Yes, the Led Zeppelin versions are going to be better, but I love Great White. I love the vocals. I think it's great. So let me go ahead now talk to you about a couple of records that I left behind. And what's funny about this is the one record I walked away from was the record I was looking for at this whole record fair. I went from booth to booth asking, do you have this one record? And finally someone said, I have it. And they handed it over to me, but it was still sealed and they wanted $40 for it. And it's a $12, $15 record best. So, you can buy a reissue. If you have a reissue of the record I'm about to show, like a new reissue, brand new, let me know how it sounds. I passed on it because my fear was it was basically a CD or something very digital that's not very good quality, was just going to be slapped onto vinyl. So I really wanted to get an early version of this record. But I wanted to get one that was already open and in good shape. I didn't want to buy a sealed copy because I was going to be paying a premium, $40 for just opening it up and then putting on the turntable. And then again, it's going to be a $12 record or $15 record. Well, they marked it down to $30 sealed, and I decided to pass. Again, I just talked myself out of it. Then my husband and I went out to lunch, and guess what? I couldn't stop thinking about this record and another record that I had seen in this booth. So I decided, you know what, honey, can we please go back to that record fair? And if this one record's still there, I'm going to buy it. I know it's $30. I know it's still sealed, but I want it, you know? And so we went back and it was still there along with another one that I wanted. This is The Best of Earth, Wind and Fire. This one is from the 70s. I think it's a first pressing. I think it's from 1979. It does have a barcode. I think that's when barcodes started. I could be wrong. But I wanted this record because my daughter, one of her very favorite songs is September. She just adores that song. It's because there is a Disney ride at Epcot. It's a roller coaster we rode that was really, really cool, you guys. And they play the song September as the roller coaster goes. So she loves that one. And I wanted to have a vinyl copy of that. And you have to have this, to my knowledge. This is what it came out on originally. So the song September. I decided, I paid the $30. And I have no regrets because it does sound really good. And the vinyl's extremely clean. So Earth, Wind and Fire, I went back for, and I know it's a common record and you all probably see it all the time, but it's funny when you're looking for something, it all of a sudden becomes very hard to find, you know? And while I was there, this is a record I saw too. Toto 4. And if you know the story behind me and Toto 4, you're going to be like, no way you did not buy another copy of this record. Let me refresh your memory of how many copies of this record I already have. I have an original from Sterling, pressed at Sterling. Okay, I have that one. I have the Record Store Day Essential on red vinyl. I have that version. I have the Speaker's Corner version of this record, as well as the half-speed mastered version. I also have the mobile fidelity version of it that costs some pretty big bucks. Why would I spend all that money on Toto for? I absolutely adore this record. It's one of my favorite records of all time, you guys. So I know back in 1982, I will admit, I was as burnout as you are on the song Rosanna. But once I got older, I quit listening to 80s music. I had a daughter. I was listening to whatever she wanted to listen to for years and years and years. I didn't hear all of this. So when I got back into vinyl, I fell in love with Toto 4 all over again. And I just wanted to get the best sounding version of this record. And it's been a lot of fun kind of, finding this and that. The reason why I bought this one at the record fair, this one's from the, I think it's TML, the Mastering Lab. And I watched Tim from University of Vinyl make a video. I love his channel. Again, I've talked about being a fan of other vinyl YouTube people. I'm a fan of his, big time. He talked about this one saying how amazingly great it is. I already had the Sterling version, so I was a little hesitant thinking, how is this one going to be better? But my curiosity got the best of me. So when I bought that Earth, Wind, and Fire record, I also bought the TML version that Doug Sachs, I believe, was the mastering engineer of. And I have to tell you guys, Tim is right. It sounds a lot better than the Sterling version. And I haven't done a blind test yet. But I would say before I went out and spent the big bucks on the mobile fidelity version, maybe look up this TML version. Look in the dead wax. It says TML. Tim was right. It sounds absolutely amazing. It's better than the Sterling in my opinion. I say though, honestly, you guys, whatever version you have on your turntable that you enjoy and you're happy with is your copy. Do not do this. This is weird. I know that. It's just one of those records. 95% of the time when I buy a record, that's it. I'm done. I'm content. But every once in a while there will be a record, and for me it happens to be Toto 4, when I want to seek the best. I will probably do a little bit more of a blind test to find out which one of these records I like the most. But I have to say, it will probably be between the mobile fidelity version, the CBS half-speed mastered master sound version, and this TML version that Tim from University of Vinyl recommended. So these are the records I found at my record fair and also my beautiful turntable. It's now officially mine. Let me know what you think in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell. Most importantly, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.